What it do? What it do? Lifeline presents Bring You Goats Metrics. What up, boys? What up, boys? What up, boys? Let's get it
What's
poppin'.
going on? What's going on?
Ain't
What's
nothing,
going on?
man. Hey, let me tell you something. I got the headphones on today because they doing some recording. Well, they got music playing and they doing a customer appreciation to the store next to me. So they got customers outside. They got live music and food and everything. So I got my headphones on to drain us out. So I'm just telling you. And there's a fly in here. I had a customer come here. She let a fly in. So if you see me do timeout, that means keep talking, but I'm getting my fly swatter.
So
No
that's what we
doubt.
calling them now?
What,
That's
what,
what we calling it now. All right, I got you.
what you talking about? I don't
He
know what
getting
you're
this
talking.
fly swatter. I got you. Nah, I'm with you, brother.
So I'm your host, Lifeline. This is Sir, and we got Benny Blanco in the building, man. How y'all fellas? How y'all week going so far?
I'm good. I'm
So
gonna
far.
let Benny take it since he got his win last night. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Definitely appreciate that win. You know what I'm saying? For the soul. Every time the Knicks get a dub, that's good for the soul. But it was a long week dealing with a lot of stuff, but trying to stay positive and you know what I'm saying, go out and get see some comedy tonight. Maybe that's good for the soul as well.
Yeah. You say you gonna go see Cat Williams?
Yeah, gonna go see these Cat Man, see what's up.
That's what's up, man. Tell him I'm send we need a shout out on our next podcast, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. We gonna get into something. This is real special right here for me because this is episode number 13, Goat Metrics number 13. This is gonna be like every time we get to somebody that's a surprise to be this high. This is probably the biggest surprise. And the number 13 player is none other than Dennis Rodman. Yes, I'm going to say it again. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is right behind Kobe Bryant. Not nobody else, Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman played 14 years. His goal metric score is 160. He played from 1986-87 through 1999-2000. He has 5 chips for 50 points. He has 7 rebound titles for 70 points. He has 2 Defensive Players of the Year for 10 points. He only has 2 All NBA, which is 6 points, and then you have all defensive team, 8 all defensive teams, which is 24 points. So his total score is 160. That is the worm that played for the Detroit Pistons, that played for Chicago Bulls, that went to the Spurs, but it's the worm. You hear me? He's the highest guy on the list to average 7 points for his career. He averaged 7 points for his career, but what he did when he was on the floor is phenomenal. Them 5 championships matches Kobe, matches Magic.
Mm-mm.
Them 7 rebound titles matches nobody because he's the second greatest rebounder to ever play. Up under Wilt Chamberlain as far as average. Not as far as average, but as far as rebounding titles. So y'all could take it, fellas, man. Dennis Rodman, I'm excited. I'll tell you why a little bit later when I put my little word in. But go ahead, fellas. What you think about Dennis Rodman's career?
All right. First of all, let me take my glasses off for this one because this right here just proves what I always say about defense being so important and winning titles. All right. We talking about the worm. We talking about the same dude that left to go wrestle with Hulk Hogan instead of practicing. Came back and was still the best defender on the floor. We talking about a dude that could take a person like Shaq or Charles Barkley and put them out of their game. You know what I'm saying? And it proves how great he was defensively. He didn't do it with just one team. Like we forget, we look at Dennis Rodman and we think about the Chicago Bulls. We forget about Detroit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We forget that he was a great defender all across the board. This dude was amazing. And he did a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Even though it was trash, not too many basketball players could say that. You know what I'm saying? And he get the utmost respect from me, regardless of his personal life or, what people may think of him. Hands down, one of the greatest defensive players ever. I would even go so far as to say the greatest defensive player. Um, like what he's done and what he meant to a team is like you can't quantify that. Like we talk about players like your boy from Golden State, the walk-in single double. You know, they
Oh,
always
Draymond.
say, yeah, they always say you can't quantify what he does. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But when you look at Dennis Rodman and what he meant to a team,
Right.
there's no 3 titles for Chicago without Dennis Rodman. I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dennis Rodman is a specialist in his position, and there were a few back in the day. You know, he was obviously one of the greatest ones.
Mm-hmm.
The rings show it. And all the wings, all the championships, all the W's and the success. You have to have. See, basketball is about a lot of variables. It's not just scoring. You know, you can try to be like, let's get the most points up, but eventually you run into a team that has more variables, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's he's a specialist in that field. And hey, look, this guy was he was dating Madonna. You know what I mean? Like like I
Right.
heard I heard her story. I don't know if Michael Jordan was telling them it was a game. They flew out to Europe, uh, went to the hotel room where he was staying, and you know, they opened the door and it's just like alcohol and drugs everywhere. Rodman is there, and that's where they met Madonna.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Dennis Rodman, to me, and I don't know if you remember this, Ben, we was younger. I always wanted to play defense like Dennis Rodman. And if we
Hmm.
went in a tournament, if I couldn't get number 11, I got number 10. You know, because I
Yeah.
knew number 23, everybody wanted number 23. But I
Yeah.
would try to get number 11 for Isaiah Thomas or number 10 for Dennis Rodman. So Dennis
Fact.
Rodman influenced me, and then he even influenced me because I was a defender. Like I was good. Like I didn't have no jump shot. I didn't have no J. I was athletic, but I knew how to play defense. And then defense kept me with playing with players like Rafa and Shaheem Holloway. My offense wouldn't have got me beside these guys, but my
Yeah.
defense did. You know, so Dennis Rodman showed you, even with all his antics and all his, you know, everybody got
Right.
their different personalities. And
Right.
and and that's why I love The Last Dance, because it showed you how Phil Jackson said, you know, let him blow off some steam.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know when he come to work, he come to work. Some
Right.
That's right.
guys is here every day, but ain't showing up. And Dennis Rodman, when he's here, he's gonna show up times 10.
That's
Right.
right.
So I always gotta respect that, you know. And then when you look at Dennis Rodman numbers, like, and I was surprised at this. This way was very surprising to me. So I'm gonna read this to y'all real quick. This was very
Okay.
surprising to me. Because I felt like when he left, I don't know why he left, and we probably would never have him as a guest. but but this is just his numbers. Uh, he came into the league averaging 4.3 rebounds. Then it went up to 8.7. Then it went up to 9.4. Then it went up to 9.7. So his first years, he was gradually getting rebounds. 1990, 91, it went up to 12.5. Then the next
Mm.
year, 18.7, 18.3, 17.3,
Mm.
16.8, 14.9, 16.1, 15 rebound. So when he played with the Bulls in 95, 96, and 97, you know, and he played in 90, yeah, but he averaged 14, 15, and 15. Like, and then he ended his career in 2000. So you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 years of averaging double figure rebounds.
That's amazing.
And when he got to 18.7, come on, brother, he almost averaged 20 rebounds a game.
That's amazing.
No
And
doubt.
and the sad thing, and played 82 games. This dude got you 18.7 rebounds in 82 games. You know, and he was
No doubt.
82. He went 82 for 5 straight years, and he was killing it with the rebounds. So Dennis
No
Yeah.
doubt.
wasn't just an Iron Man; he was the rebounding machine,
Right.
and that's why.
So
Go ahead.
you can even say like let's say Will Chamberlain, who impacted the game and winning, but he had no offensive game. And Rodman is like the modern day sort of, you know, Bill, because he didn't have no offensive game. He so once in the blue he'll pop a three. It was funny, but um he impacted the game without having an offensive game, and that's amazing.
You said Bill Russell?
Bill Russell and Rodman. So
Yeah, yeah.
Rodman is the modern day Bill Russell,
I
or
agree.
that we saw.
I agree.
Yeah. I would agree with that too. And on top of that, Dennis Rodman, he brought a kind of flash or flair to the game that I don't
Mhm.
think we were used to.
Right.
You know, and like you talk about his antics, sometimes we would tune in just to see what Dennis Rodman was going to pull off today. You know,
Right.
what color was his hair going to be? I'll never forget Dennis Rodman had us all tuning in to MTV, I think it was. He told us he was getting married. And for weeks, they followed this guy and he married himself.
Yeah.
For weeks, we followed to see what he was going to do, who he was going to marry. We was like, is it Madonna? Is it Carmen Electra? Like, who's it going to be?
Damn.
And he married himself. That says all you need to know about Dennis Rodman, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot about Carmen Electra, yo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
And we wondered how. Like, what was so special about Dennis? But he had it. He had it.
Yeah,
Man. I
no
guess
doubt.
they did call him the worm. I mean,
Word.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, talking to Lifeline earlier that, you know what I'm saying, I used to hate him, but now I have a great appreciation for the worm.
yeah. I think that as you get older and you respect the game of basketball more, like the rebounding, the blocks, the steals, just the antagonization that he brung. Like, even when you watch them playing Utah, in the way he irritated Karl Malone, like that took him out of
Yes.
his game. Karl could say what he want, but Dennis Rodman irritated the hell out of Karl Malone. And
Yep.
you could tell the way that the game would go when Dennis Rodman came in it. So
Yeah.
you have to respect that.
And I want to
No
say
doubt.
something because I want to show you how impressive it was. Like what Ben said about Bill Russell. Bill Russell averaged over 20 rebounds for his career.
Mm.
Yeah. Him and Will Chamberlain is the only two guys that averaged 20 rebounds per game for their career. But the
Wow.
thing of, they played the same era, and it wasn't too many black people in there, so therefore they was playing against a whole bunch of white guys. No disrespect to the white guys, but they wasn't as athletic and as aggressive, you know. And it was very tall guys. But check this out.
Yep.
This is what's so impressive. We know Will Chamberlain has 11 rebounding titles. Dennis Rodman has 7. You know, the next guy is Moses Malone, then it's Dwight Howard. But after that, all the other guys that we consider great rebounders, they don't have past 4.
Wow.
So I'm gonna read the list off to you just real quick. Not everybody, but some people. Because remember, Andre Drummond went on a tear. You remember when Andre Drummond was rebounding?
That's right. Getting 16, 17 a season.
And even Kevin Love went on a tear some years ago. He was rebounding.
I was about to
crazy.
say Kevin Love.
Exactly. But check this out. I'm gonna name the guys that with the 4s that got 4 rebounding titles. Andre Drummond, 4. Kevin Garnett, 4. Bill Russell, 4. And then after those are the only guys. Then after that is Elvin Hayes, 2. So after these guys, can you imagine this? We watched the game, we seen the game. Could you imagine Andre Drummond, right? We seen him with our own eyes. Bill Russell, which we didn't see, but we know what his numbers look like, right?
Definitely.
That's 4 and 4 equals 8. Dennis Rodman got 7 by himself.
Yeah, that says a lot.
That just tell you his dominance. He dominated rebounding.
Yeah, he
He
was definitely
dominated.
special.
Yeah. And but the thing about Dennis Rodman is just like after you get an insight and get some insight of him, his rough upbringing, he went to another family. You know, after you get different things, you respect him more. And then when you hear like Isaiah Thomas and different guys saying when he came to the league, he was green.
Mm.
Yeah, like and it's sad because I mean he's probably happy with his life. Some people might have
Yeah.
think he might have derailed with his life or his life might have not. I mean because he's the top 75. He's been rich. He won champion. I mean he lived a life. He dealt with a lot of celebrities. But some people think that his life itself is sad, you know, because of his struggles and battles and this, that, and other. But they don't
Right.
realize life ain't everybody's life ain't peaches and cream.
That's a fact. That's
No,
a fact.
but some people felt like by him, he didn't know how to take celebrityness. You know, like they misled him. He was just having fun. And
Right.
one thing I love about him that I would tell any other guys in the league, like he partied and then he won at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what's important.
And a lot of guys party and don't win.
I
You know,
mean, that's a fact.
their winning is partying.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
But if anybody wants to say something else about Dennis Rodman, we'll go to the open dialogue or y'all got anything you want to end with Dennis Rodman?
Well, I'll end this with Dennis Rodman. I always had a lot of respect for Dennis Rodman. But more recently, a few years ago, Dennis Rodman went to Korea and he did a speech with Kim Jong-un. And I thought Dennis Rodman was going to get killed after that speech. Like, I don't know if you fellas seen it, but he basically told Kim Jong-un, he was like, yeah, your dad, man, he was a pretty shitty person, did a lot of shitty things. But me and you, we cool and we gonna get drunk tonight. And that right there speaks volumes for Dennis Rodman. Like you say this to one of the main dictators in the world. Like, but regardless of everything, you and I, we gonna party tonight. And I think, like you said, with him partying and still winning, like that was who Dennis Rodman was. Like he could say what he wanted, like even the way that he antagonized people. Like I think it was Shaq said, Dennis Rodman would harass you, and then after the game, come up and be like, "Hey, good game," and you like, "I want to punch this dude in the face." Like he
Right.
don't even realize how disrespectful he's been, because to him it was just a game, you know, and
Right.
he left it all there. So, and that's who Dennis Rodman is.
Yeah. And you opened up a can of worms. I wasn't going to talk about it. So I had a customer coming here today. He seen the podcast set up in the shop. And he was like, what y'all talking about tonight? He said, I'm not a sports guy, but I'm still curious of what you're gonna talk about. I said, we got Dennis Rodman. And he brought up the Korean thing.
Oh,
He said,
okay.
are you gonna speak on that? Because he said, I dived into it, I researched it, like I went into it. I said, nah, we probably not gonna touch that. You know, we try to keep it.
Right.
And this guy, you know what I mean?
You know what? I'm sorry.
No, ain't that because I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say to the people, and they might not agree. But he asked me my opinion on it.
Right.
He was like, why you think they have a relationship? And the young guy, he's 27. He said, I know that the guy, I don't even want to try to say his name. The guy, he loves basketball, and that's why him and Dennis Rodman has a relationship. So I was explaining to him like everybody don't have to, you know, understand people's relationships, but obviously they have something they can relate on. So we was talking. I said, now I got people that's bad people, like that I know from Bloods or Crips or whatever. They in the street, very active. And then sometimes people be like, y'all don't know why you deal with that dude. But when we talk, we don't talk on street stuff.
Right.
We got a common ground where we talk, and we talked a little bit more. And then the female next door, she raps. Like she got a vape shop or whatever, but she raps. And she's older. I don't know how old she is, but He's 27. So he said, I gotta go over there because we doing something. I said, oh, you going with her next door? I said, yeah. I said, how y'all get cool? He said, through the music. I said, you do realize
Mm.
y'all got different ages, right? Like y'all shouldn't be cool.
Right, right.
And he said,
Right.
you know what?
You set him up.
Yeah, because the beautiful thing about life, if a person talk enough, they'll give you the answer.
Yep.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
All right,
That's a
now
big
we
fact.
we going to the GM pick and roll, fellas. And the first question, we all got our Knicks hats on. We all got Knicks
Okay.
hats on. We doing this for Benny Blanco because he want to talk. He said he want to talk some Knicks shit. So we doing this
Okay.
for Benny Blanco. But the first question, the GM pick and roll. So let me know why you pick it and why you roll with it with your answer. So the GM pick and roll, the Knicks had two players with a triple double in the same game and won. How do y'all feel about that? Like, how do you feel seeing that happen? Then you first.
That's great. I was shocked, but they were both having good games and nothing was forced. So that's why I was like, really, both of them had a triple double, but definitely that's a good accomplishment. Josh Hart, I think he already has 9 triple doubles for the year. At what he's what 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", whatever it is. He I don't know what it is. He a small forward? Is a shooting guard? What the hell it is? But his numbers are ridiculous at what he's doing. But he needs to look to shoot some more. Teams are not even guarding him. That thing be pissing me off. But it was amazing. It was amazing to see both guys have triple doubles and win the game, like you said. Cat, I like Cat a lot. He just needs to play some better defense. That's all I gotta say on Cat.
Yeah. That's what most people say about Cat. Well, they say his motor. A lot of people don't like his motor.
Mm,
Yeah. I would agree. First, let me say this. I think Josh Hart he's underrated and underutilized.
Mm.
mm,
I think that he's a lot better than he's given credit, and I think he's a lot better than what he's used for. And I would like to see him used a little bit more. And
Mm.
I was a little surprised because you just don't see that too often from the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? In
right,
any aspect. I was happy though, because then it kind of shows you how good the Knicks can actually be if
right,
their players are utilized correctly. And then it kind of gives prudence on maybe, just maybe, we are playing our star players a little too much, because we're not able to see what these other guys can do. And as far
mhm,
as Cat goes, I just want to see it a little bit more. I just want to see that aggression, a little bit more from him. I understand
yeah,
why Jimmy Butler was upset. Like, this guy's one of the most talented dudes in the league. You just don't see it. He can be Giannis, he can be AD. He doesn't have that, I guess, that motor or aggression.
Mm.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to the Knicks, I don't believe it until I'm laying in the bed with a naked man. It's a whole bunch of talk. It's a whole bunch of talk.
Uh,
Everything sound
uh,
good, feel good, but I ain't
Right,
gonna believe it till I'm working my magic, man.
right,
Until I'm
right.
working my magic. It's
so
like it's
you
like. Go ahead.
you gonna wait till the playoffs then?
Definitely. Like it was a lot. No, because I was happy about this game. Don't get me wrong. I was happy about it, and I was even happy about the game when Brunson scored 50 and Cat had a good game.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But I gotta wait and see who they line up with in the playoffs, because all this right here is like what my aunt made me the other day. My aunt made me some banana pudding. You know, I needed some bananas with my whipped cream. Like it was
Mm,
more whipped cream than anything. And don't get me wrong, I like whipped cream, but it was just too much. I wanted the bananas and the cookies. And right now, this is how this season is. There's a whole bunch of whipped cream. But when the playoffs come, I want to see what you really gonna do.
Now, I want you guys take on OG. OG Anunoby. He's, to me, he's been on a tear. And it's like he's looking to score, which that's what we need. We can't just everybody look around. Oh, Brunson's double team. Now we're gonna know. You catch the ball, look to score, look to do something. And I forgot the numbers in the last like 7 games, 7, 8, 9 games, dropping almost 30 a night.
Right.
With the good defense.
I would say this. I think, first of all, when we first got OG, Life and I had this conversation. I was like, this might be the best trade that the Knicks could have made, because he can give you the same thing that Barrett was giving you with the 20 points, but then he could also give you great defense. You know, he lead the league in steals. But before I even get into that, so our aunt is out there making banana pudding, and this is the first time I'm hearing anything about it. But we gonna talk about that later, Life. So back to OG. You know, I really do think that we need to look to him more on an offensive, you know, and the same thing with Hart. You know, like the Knicks, we got to stop depending on 2 people to do all of our scoring, because OG can score. And you said something earlier about how teams aren't even guarding Hart. Like, this dude is just open, and we're still running plays for him to pass the ball. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah. No, listen, he if the shot is there, just shoot it. Who cares? Just shoot it.
I'm glad y'all feeling OG, because y'all was feeling Bridges about a week ago. And I know y'all still feeling Bridges. I think y'all still want Bridges to be the guy over, but the only reason I pick Anunoby, right, over Bridges, and I still pick Cat. It's Brunson, Cat, Anunoby. Then it's Bridges. Then it's Josh Hart. But the reason I pick Anunoby over Bridges, because Bridges had his own team where he was killing. But it was the Nets. It was the Nets. Because they got Cam, what's the guy? Cam Johnson, not Cam, the young guy, number 24. He be killing with points and stuff. Cam Thomas. But it's the Nets. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have nobody. So if they had other players, he wouldn't have the green light. But this is what I seen. Anunoby helped Toronto win a championship. Anunoby was big in that series behind Kawhi Leonard. So he showed me how he played in the big games. And he showed me he could be an X factor on both sides. And that's why I pick him. I've seen Bridges in the finals. I didn't like it. What about Dominican people's in New York? She said, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy wife, she said, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. and I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So with Anunoby, I see him really help a star win a championship. And that's the only reason I give him the edge over Bridges.
Okay.
No doubt. And I'm learning OG, because, you know, a lot of it, he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? So now I think this year he's actually he's up for like all defensive team this year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And
he played enough games, and he's gonna be up there.
He's led the league in steals.
There you go.
Right? He's always been a great defender.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, and then he don't see what I like about him is that he just played the game. Now I don't know behind closed doors when you have a shot or two, if he, like, I don't know if he could talk. I never heard him.
Yo, he sounds like a nerd.
Yeah. That's probably why he don't talk. He just play. He don't play like no nerd, I'll tell you that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He played hard.
You can maybe even compare him to maybe Kawhi type of player.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
but no, no,
actually,
no.
that's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah, but Kawhi get hurt too much.
Well, yeah, we all know that.
So a healthy
Don't
Kawhi,
get me started.
like we gotta say Kawhi and a healthy Kawhi, they two different people.
You're
Yes,
right.
yeah, this is
You're right.
that's true.
You're
Yeah,
right.
so a healthy Kawhi, if he's like a healthy Kawhi, I could roll with him. I could roll with him.
I like that. Healthy Kawhi.
Yeah. Any more Knicks stuff? We gonna roll with the Knicks. B. Get on your Knicks right now. I got other questions, but we could throw some more Knicks
Um,
stuff in here because right now Detroit beat Cleveland last night,
Detroit beat Cleveland.
and
Okay,
you know I think we still in the Detroit lineup right now. I
Hmm.
don't
right
know.
now, I think right now, if it was to end, we will play Milwaukee.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, you're right. I did. That's a good look.
It kind of switched.
That's a good
Well,
look.
Milwaukee's not a threat anymore at this point, so
Right.
Yeah, because they
that's a
lost.
good look.
Yeah, they lost Damian Lillard, and that was the second question. Damian Lillard. We're gonna put the Damian Lillard on the pause. We're gonna talk all New York right now while we got us here, because I'm feeling good about the season. I want Brunson to come back. Um, by Milwaukee, by Damian Lillard, sad to say, but by him going down, Milwaukee is not a threat. And I don't even know. Did they get their big man back? And did they get what's the two players they missing right now before Dame Lillard?
Um.
Was it Lopez?
No, the big man, like the Porter, not what's his name? That come off the bench, Bobby Portis.
Oh,
Oh,
Bobby
Bobby
Portis.
Porter.
Yeah,
Portis.
yeah, Bobby
Crazy eye.
Portis. Yeah, and then what's their small forward name?
Oh, Middleton got traded.
A
Yeah,
word?
yeah.
Middleton got traded.
Middleton gone.
Where he at?
Yeah, man, that's what
Um,
I'm saying. Like Milwaukee is trash.
yeah, where did Middleton go?
So
Let me
you,
think.
Middleton, if I'm not mistaken, he went oh yeah, he went to Washington because that's why Kuzma is with Milwaukee.
That's right. They got Kuzma. That's right.
I knew they
Listen,
got
Milwaukee's
Kuzma. I didn't know
trash.
he were last for
Giannis is
that.
on the move. All right. I'm letting it be known right now.
You
Milwaukee's
think
trash
Giannis
and
is
Giannis
going?
is on the move.
I don't think
Mm.
he's leaving. I don't think he's leaving.
He's leaving.
Where do you think he would go though?
And
He's
that's the
gonna have
problem.
whoever wants to play that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, for example, if we wanted to, we would have to throw Cat and Bridges. Do you want to go with Brunson and Giannis? You know what I'm saying? You want to go
I
that
would
route.
do it. I would do it.
I would
You
do
know
it,
what I'm
but
And,
the
saying?
Knicks wouldn't do it.
and throw in Spike. That's how bad I want Giannis. Throw in Spike. Because I ain't
Yo,
The
feeling.
Knicks wouldn't do it.
After
The
that, he
Knicks
got
wouldn't
game
do it.
movie. Spike need to be traded.
Right.
oh man.
Listen, let me tell you something. The only way the Knicks would get Giannis is if in 6 years he had a bad knee and a bad elbow and wasn't playing. He was averaging 9 points a game. Then the Knicks would be like, yo, we need to get that guy.
Now I
Because
don't.
that's what New York does.
500 million.
Now I don't know
Definitely.
though. I think that's the old New York.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
I think you gotta your memory.
that's
You thinking back some old stuff right now. The Knicks have made some great moves lately.
They
right, right.
made
So
great
we're
moves, but the problem with the Knicks is they make good moves, but they don't make the right moves. Okay, because now you have good moves that you've made, but the moves that you need to make as far as getting the coach and doing this, like you're not going to make them. And by the time they make them, Brunson is going to be hurt. Cat is going to want to leave. You know what I'm saying? OG is going to have a bad back. Like I guarantee it. The Knicks will have to show me something different, man.
That's why it has to happen now. It has to happen now. And listen, how do you guys feel about Mitchell Robinson and Cat? You know what I'm saying? If they could make that work in the playoffs, because the game slows down in the playoffs.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So if you could play Cat and Mitchell Robinson, that's the only
I'm gonna
way
be
I could see
honest with
us
you.
matching up with Boston.
I never really believed in Mitch.
Mm.
Like, he hasn't really shown me anything to make me feel like that's our guy. Like, for the last few seasons, who was it last season? I forget his name. They traded him, the white boy. He played for Mitch.
Hartenstein.
Hartenstein. Like, I felt like he played a
Yeah,
good season.
yeah,
We could have went forward with Hartenstein and used that money somewhere else.
yeah.
But no, not New York. Not New York. Because Mitch
They
hasn't shown me anything.
well, we're hoping Mitch is that Dennis Rodman, that Bill Russell, that's gonna impact the game with his defense. But we will see.
You talking about Big Mitchum?
Yeah.
You
Fucking
know what he's off of?
Mitchie.
Big Mitchum.
Oh,
That's off for
Mitchie.
the
that's that Kevin Hart.
at the movie, the wedding
Yeah,
ringer or whatever.
yeah.
When he took the deodorant and the pen.
Big Mitchell.
He said Big Mitchum. You know, that's what Mitchell Robinson is to me, man. The best thing he ever did was get 23 on his jersey.
Mm. Facts.
He ain't never league in nothing, but like what? I mean, he ain't even like when he was a top 10 in his spot. What is he? Top 30 in his spot? Like, what is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. How is
He's
it that
led
you've
the
been in the
league
league
in
this
times
long?
missed.
Yo, if you've been in this league this long and you don't even look at the basket, a
And
jump hook, just a jump hook,
that's
just
why
a jump hook.
that's why I'm insulted with you asking us what we think about him with Cat.
Well, if as a Knicks fan, we are believing that Mitch will dominate defensively while Cat is out there on the perimeter playing his game and shooting threes. That's the idea.
I don't
So-
believe that anymore. I believe
Mm.
that last season, or maybe the season before. I don't believe it anymore. I
Mm.
believe that we should have went forward with Hartenstein. I was like, this guy is actually a lot better than we
Very
thought he
much.
was going to be.
Yes, he got a floater.
And- yeah.
You got a
Arkansas,
floater.
yeah, he got a couple
He got
of
a floater.
more. He got
Because
a motor.
yo,
He's
he developed
healthy.
he developed that floater when he was going at Embiid. He was
Yeah.
hitting Embiid with the floater.
Yeah. And he was going to get better. That's what he was young. He's young. He was going to get better. We played the Mitch game for a couple of years now. Like, let's move forward with something else. And
Yeah.
that is New York. That's the Knicks.
And what Ben said a minute ago, as soon as a Knicks fan say, because I'm a Knicks fan, everything else after that is blah, blah, blah. Because I catch myself saying that because I'm a Knicks fan, so I listen to myself like, is this me saying this shit?
Right. Right.
Because as soon as we say
Listen.
that, we know we believe in some bullshit. Because I'm a Knicks
Well, there you
fan, and I
go.
believe
There you
everything
go.
else after I believe. After you say a Knicks fan, it's fucking ridiculous. We sound like the
That's a
Cowboys
fact.
fans right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So I want the Knicks to do well, and I ain't even counting on Robinson right now. I'm not even counting on Robinson. If Robinson plays, it's great, but I'm not even counting on him, bro.
We're gonna have to, man, because there's nothing else behind him. There's nothing behind him. It's him and Cat. And then after that, Precious Achua, he's more like a power forward. He's okay, I guess, but there's nothing behind that, man. That's what's concerning.
So really, is the Knicks problem why they didn't get a guy to cover Robinson while he's injured and trying to come back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the
Listen, what about I mean, I don't know if he's not allowed to play in the NBA. I'll go get a fucking Dwayne Howard, whatever.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard, my bad. Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he looks healthy. He looks pretty thin, but I don't know what kind of game shape he's in.
Listen, he's a vet. He can rebound. He can block shots. And he knows defensive scheme. He's not going to play out of his game. He at this point, he won't do that. I felt he had a really good he had an impact when the Lakers won their last championship because he was on that squad.
Mm.
He would come off the bench and he was guarding Jokic, the Joker, whatever. He was banging him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. And the sad thing, I hated that the Lakers got rid of him and they got rid of Caldwell Pope.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I was mad they got because they got rid of players that helped them get a championship. And that's sometimes people don't respect your position. Sometimes people think we did this by ourselves and don't realize it's the whole team to make you win. It's the whole team to make you lose. It ain't no one player and it ain't no this unless a player just missed the shot, Charles Smith. Unless the player just made you, you know, Charles Smith still wearing shades in New York trying to hide. You know what I'm saying? He's still Pink Panther in it, walking around like dun. He trying to go to the grocery store and stuff, man. He's still mad about that dude, man.
Yo, if you was to see him in the street, what you gonna say?
I'm like saying, man, I missed you, bro. Like you did that shot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, if I see him in the street, the only thing I'm gonna say is why. That's it. Why?
Now, you know the funny thing, man. You know, I wouldn't even say nothing, man. I wouldn't even say nothing, man. To be honest with you, he said, "Yo, can you hear us, son?" All right, yo, Ben said,
I heard the whole thing.
Oh, so what you would do if you was to run into Charles Smith somewhere at the bodega or something?
I would probably take his knees out. Like it's you the reason, man.
You know,
no, I would. You know, you got to respect it because New York has had so many opportunities, man. Yeah. From the ultimate Pat Ewing finger roll. You know, we all remember that nonsense.
Yeah.
Dunk that.
Yeah. Nah, I dig it. Well, I'll see, man. There's a lot of people that's kind of liking the podcast, and they keep saying like they could get a basketball player on. So we gotta see. We not really thirst hopping, but I met somebody. One of my dudes I was talking to, he got a Chicago Bulls player for today.
Okay.
He play on a team right now. He might be like 23 years old. So we'll see how that work out because we could do a Zoom meeting or something with him or whatever. But he's in, I think Chicago is playing the Charlotte Hornets today. Or they playing sometime close. But he played for Chicago though. But when it comes to Charles Smith and celebrities, to be honest with you, I'm in a space where, you know, like when we was our last podcast, we was talking. I'm more or less get aggressive when it comes with debating than the game. Mm-hmm. I realize we don't deal with none of the outcome.
That's a fact.
You know, they pick the players and we gotta love them.
Right.
We gotta watch the games and watch the results. We don't have no control over nothing.
Right.
They said we play 2K right now. That's the only time you can control the outcome.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So tear my nerves up and this, that, and the other. I'm not even, that's why I'm not fanatic no more. I love the Knicks, man. I want them to go far. I want them to do what it do. But realistically, man, this is like it's like most of my relationships, man. You know, it's day by day.
Well, it's not looking good for the Knicks.
It's day by day, you know?
That's right. It's not looking good for us then. But before we leave off the Knicks, I will say this because I do tend to talk about the old New York Knicks a lot.
Go ahead.
The moves that New York has made in the last few seasons have been great moves. Even when we got Brunson, I don't know if you remember, Life, I was like, that's what we doing? And he was like, man, that's a good move, you know, and it turned out to be a great move. In much respect to Brunson. Then, you know, getting OG. I was like, man, RJ Barrett, he got a lot of upside. He getting us 20 point. OG was a great move. You know what I'm saying? Getting Cat. I was like, so we going to get rid of, what's the name? And we going to, great move. So hopefully moving forward, you know, we'll get better. We'll get better.
It's just a matter of time. That's why I'm telling you, if any team could get Giannis besides Boston and LA, we are the next city.
Listen,
I mean,
we sloppy thirds, but
I put it out there. I put it out there because I always say Golden State or whatever, but now they got Jimmy over there. You know what I'm saying? And don't be surprised if Golden State wins the whole shit, but Giannis might want to come to the Garden.
I would think so.
I don't know if Giannis can handle that type of New York pressure.
It'll be different.
New York is a different world. I don't know. New York just, we should have got KD when we had the opportunity.
Right.
We messed that up. I don't know if Giannis, if he can take that type of New York media, like I've seen Giannis not talk to the media over little things that was said about him, so I don't know.
He might not talk, but I don't think it's going to affect his play. Like Giannis probably somewhere like really sad. Like I've done, I ran with my basketball from Lions.
Right.
I'm from Africa, man. You tell me I can't deal with New York.
I think you surround them with a good core of players, and that's what the Knicks doing. And getting back to like back in the day, the Knicks used to do a lot of stupid things, but right now they're trying to like keep a really good core of like good players that can do other things.
Mm-hmm.
They can play defense, they can score. So if you keep these type of players around, that will help Giannis.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that right now, with the reputation that New York has, there's not a lot of superstars that's willing to come to New York? It's not the Mecca that we remember. Like they would rather go to LA where the weather is warm. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think it's changing.
Nobody's like, oh, I want to go to New York, the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. They rather come to New York, win a game, and be like, I destroyed you in Madison Square Garden, So it's hard to say now.
Yeah,
well, I think it's changing. I think it's changing back to where now players might want to look this way. A lot's gonna depend on the playoffs this year. A lot is gonna be said from the playoffs this year.
Yeah, and I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I feel like it's changing. Yeah. I feel like, New York Knicks has got a BBL done. It's looking, it's looking attractive. It's looking attractive. And by Brunson being there, it had pieces, and we have enough pieces. This is the first time the Knicks have two players they could trade to bring one player. See, before they would mortgage the whole locker room to get one player. But I believe now we got good enough pieces where we could give you two players for a great player.
Right.
Yeah, but what does that do for New York though? Like, because Brunson, Cat, like if you get rid of those two.
Now Brunson never leaving.
Okay, no, so Brunson you say Cat and like OG.
No.
Yeah, but I would though. I would because right now,
I want to keep OG.
Yeah, I would want to too, but bro, you getting Giannis.
Yeah.
It's like
if it was me, I'm giving up Cat and I'm giving up Bridges.
But what if they say they want OG?
Then you do what you got to do. That's if they want OG, you give them OG, you give them Cat, you take Giannis and maybe somebody from Milwaukee, a bench player. I would do it.
Yeah, I mean you have to, because one thing we know about Giannis, he's always gonna be the top 5 MVP racer. He's gonna have 30. He's gonna have a 30 double with rebounds, and he's gonna have about 5 assists.
Mm-hmm. And a couple of blocks.
Yeah, and maybe 1.3 steals or something. So with that type of player, you can't pass up on having that.
No. I would do it. I would do it. I definitely don't want to give up OG, but if I have to, I'll do it. And that would be an interesting situation here in New York.
Yeah, because
you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this much. Like right now with Brunson being hurt, I'm glad that Brunson is not playing right now. Like I'm
Yep.
glad about the 2 triple doubles last night because it kind of shows that New York is in the right trajectory. You know what I'm saying? We are going the right
Correct.
way, but now we have to figure out how to get our role players to be able to win those games. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Without our stars, without putting so much on our stars. Because right
Yeah.
now, New York should be like a top 3 team in the league. Like we have enough pieces to where we should be that.
Well, I think as we sit right now, I think we're like number 4 in the league.
In the
Believe it or
East.
not. I think in the whole league, we're like number 4, number 5.
Are we?
Yeah.
I think we're like number 5. But with the pieces we have, I think we should be like number 3.
No
Like,
doubt.
and we talked about it, I think it was a week ago, about where the players getting played too much. And,
Yeah.
I went on a rant about how soft they are. But I looked into it, and I still don't feel like they're being played too much. But I feel like they're being played too much according to how much we're playing our other players.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind the players playing, but when you're playing our starters so much and you don't believe in our bench players at all, like those guys are playing no minutes.
Right.
Like, so this gives you the opportunity to see that, hey, Hart can win a game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like OG can win a game. Let's let them do that instead
Yeah.
of killing Cat. You know what I'm saying? Instead of killing Brunson, because Brunson he gonna be the next Derek. Like we keep playing around, he gonna be the next
Yeah,
Rose.
that's
Keep messing
exactly.
around.
Exactly. Don't want to see that either, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this NBA is so different. That's why I can't wait till these last 7 to 8 games get over with so we can see the matchups for the playoffs.
Yep.
Because when the playoffs start, that's the part of the season that everybody been waiting for. Like you put
Definitely.
yourself in position. That's why I hope Brunson come back healthy. I just want the Knicks to have one good fight.
Right.
One good fight. But let's see what we made of because this whole season, that's why I'm leaning with what Seb was just talking about, not starting the bench, not playing the bench guys. So you limit us on chemistry with these guys. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you put them in, are they going to be
Right.
able to fit in? Because we really ain't played with them much.
Yeah.
You didn't build them into your rotation good enough for us to even know what it is to be on the floor with these guys. And you
That's
didn't
a
give them
fact.
enough
No doubt.
confidence. So
Well,
I'm just waiting for the playoffs because we're gonna see what's going on. We're gonna see what a matchup is. I pray that we get Milwaukee, and I just hope that Giannis don't play too great to get us because it could happen. Like
it
sometimes
can.
one player could
I
change
know.
the whole series, and we
Yeah.
all
I'll
know.
say this:
Go
if
ahead.
Giannis, if Dame Lillard not there, we gonna beat. If we healthy, we gonna beat Milwaukee.
I'm just telling
Yeah, we
you.
should.
I'm
We
telling
should.
you. I'm telling you, bro. Like I'm just, oh, I forgot they got Doc Rivers. You know,
That's right.
yeah,
That's
they got
right.
Doc Rivers.
They could go up 3. They could go up 3-0, and we still gonna
Come
beat
on,
them.
Doc.
What am I thinking about? Because Doc gonna say if they go up 3-0 and lose the series, he gonna say, but they ain't talking about the wins we did.
Right.
You heard this guy? You heard this
Yo,
guy?
Doc. Hey, you know what they say? Once the Nick, always a Nick. Doc was with the Knicks.
Man, Doc say they
He's
talking
one
about
of
my
ours.
4 losses in that series. What
Right.
about the 3
What about the
wins?
wins?
We could have got swept. We could have got swept. Yeah. I'm looking
Oh
at Doc
man.
like, really? I'm thinking this is Marion Barry.
Yeah.
Like he come like, dude, what are we doing, Doc? Like, who caught you in the room with that you talking like this?
Hey, for all the young people out there that don't know who Marion Barry is, that was the mayor of DC.
What he got caught doing?
Got caught smoking crack with the prostitute.
Yeah, I hate to do that to you, Marion, but it was fitting because I didn't understand. I don't understand Doc just like I understand you, brother.
And just like Doc, he got another job. He got reelected.
Hey,
Only in DC.
Hey,
Crazy.
but you gotta love it. We're not gonna talk no further, man. My brother gotta go on a date with his wife. We're gonna respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
I'm out here monkey footing a single game. I'm out here monkey footing to say there's two married men on the line. I'm the single dude, man. You know, I'm gonna run this out to 2026. You know, I look for
Word.
yeah, man. I'm waiting for the new cars to come out. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want the new model.
No,
I don't want the new model.
no, November, December, they'll bring the new models out. You know what
Hey,
I mean?
I'm sticking to Old Faithful.
I ain't mad at you, brother. I ain't mad at you, man. But this
Hey,
was a
man.
good episode. We talked about Dennis Rodman.
Listen, I'm surprised. Well, I didn't think we were going to talk that much on Rodman, but it actually went the distance. That was pretty good.
Yeah, because
yeah,
because I mean, Seb went to Korea. I didn't want to touch that. You know, Seb.
Well, look, you spent some time in Korea.
I did.
I mean, the other Korea, but
oh yeah,
you know,
definitely the other
so
Korea.
You know how much tension is on that line. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay,
That's a fact. I'm gonna tell you a story, right? When I was in Korea. So in the army, we has this thing, and Seb, you know, because you was in there. We has this thing, Ben, where in the morning time, the enemy attacks in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So when dawn, when the dust is settling, when the sun is coming up and the moon is going down, it's like an area where they attack.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get up in the morning and hit the perimeter. And we got to take our weapons and get in our foxholes and wait for the sun to come up. So just in case, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm 20 years old. I'm in Korea. I'm still New York, you know. So I'm in my little position. It's a little. I dug out a 6 feet hole, maybe like a foot deep. So I'm in it. I'm still asleep though. I got my gun. I'm sitting there, you know. So it's still. So I felt something hit my leg. I look right. I look. I look. It's a fucking snake.
Oh no!
It's a fucking snake. So I lean forward with my gun. I lean forward with my gun like this. That motherfucker hit my first leg, rolled up my first leg. When I felt his tail get off my calf on my second leg, man, I jumped the fuck up. My captain was like, "Soldier, get down, soldier." I was like, "It's a fucking snake. I'm not getting down." You know what I mean?
We don't play with snakes, baby.
Let me tell you something, man. But one thing I tell you about life is this. You know, things happen for a reason. Because I had to get back down there. But I paid attention to behind me more than I paid attention in front of me. So you gotta watch on sides. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Definitely.
Korea was good to me, but that was one of my bad things. But the funny thing about Korea, I don't have the trophy here. But when I was in Korea, I was playing post-level basketball. So I was able to travel. So I was getting out off work. I didn't have to do what the regular soldiers did because I played basketball in Korea. And most of our games, when we played the big boy games, it was in Seoul. So we went from where we was at in Korea and went to Seoul and play our games. So I got a trophy from 94. It was like the Thanksgiving tournament in Korea. So it was a Thanksgiving tournament. We won a championship. That was my last trophy I actually won in 94.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I didn't play. I was on the boxing team. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, son.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up, man. But check it out, man. Appreciate y'all fellas for y'all time, man. We did an all Knicks everything. So we got 2 segments in. So Dennis Rodman, we're gonna cut that off. We might run both of them together. I'll figure out what we're gonna do, but I'm gonna definitely take the Knicks segment and place it on another space just in case somebody want to go straight to it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, this is called Knicks. This is called Knicks World for y'all that don't know. It's called Knicks World. So anytime we all nicked up, I already put a little order in for some more Knicks shirts and stuff, so I could, switch it up. You know what I'm saying?
Say
Goat
But
metrics
yo,
number
let me go before wifey kicks me in the ass.
Goat metrics number 13. Awards is what it say? Titles is earned, awards is given.
Awards is given.
Go see Cat Williams, brother.
All right,
peace.
man.
Go
Peace,
metrics,
peace.
peace.
All right.